Hello, international viewers. Today, I'm going to share some key information for foreign investors looking to establish a corporation in South Korea. Setting up a business in Korea might seem complicated, but this video will break it down clearly for you. 1. Which business entity type should you choose in Korea? The first thing to consider when entering the Korean market is your business entity type. You essentially have three main options. First is a Korean corporation, or a local subsidiary. Think of this as a completely independent company established under Korean law. It's separate from its parent company, bears all legal responsibilities, and pays taxes on all its income, both domestic and foreign. Being an independent entity makes it easier to raise capital, and if you register it as a foreign invested enterprise, you can get benefits too. Just remember that setup and operating costs can be a bit high, and the legal procedures are more complex. Second, you have a Korean branch. This is part of the parent company and doesn't have a separate legal identity. All liabilities rest with the parent company, and it only pays taxes on income generated within Korea. It's generally simpler and less costly to set up initially, but it has limitations when it comes to raising capital or attracting investment compared to an independent corporation. Lastly, there's the liaison office. This type is strictly for non-profit activities, like market research or information gathering, with no sales activities allowed. It's the easiest and least expensive to set up and operate, but its major drawback is the strict restriction on any revenue-generating activities. 2. Foreign investment. Here's how to do it. Once you've decided to set up a Korean corporation, you need to understand the foreign investment requirements and procedures. To register as a foreign invested enterprise under the Foreign Investment Promotion Act, you must meet certain conditions. First, the minimum investment amount is generally 100 million Korean won KRW or more per foreign investor. You also need to own 10% or more of the total voting shares of the corporation. If you don't meet these requirements, you might not be eligible for foreign investment benefits. Before you send any investment funds to Korea, you must first make a foreign investment declaration. You can typically do this at a foreign exchange bank or through Kotra. Once declared, you can remit your investment funds from overseas to Korea. Then, like any domestic Korean corporation, you'll complete the corporate registration at the court registry office. If you have foreign executives, additional documents might be needed. After corporate registration, you'll apply for business registration at the relevant district tax office. Finally, you must complete your foreign invested enterprise registration. This registration needs to be done within 60 days after the corporation is established, and capital contributions are made. Completing this is crucial to fully enjoy benefits like visa issuance as a foreign invested enterprise. 3. Document preparation and visa application. There are quite a few documents you'll need. It's especially important to remember that overseas documents often require an apostille certification or consular authentication. This applies to things like passport copies and signature authentication. Documents for foreign shareholders or executives. If you're a registered foreign resident in Korea, you can use your personal seal registration certificate, similar to Koreans. After establishing your Korean corporation, you can apply for a corporate investment D8 visa. There are different types. D8-1 for those who invest 100 million Korean won or more to set up a corporation. D8-3 for those in a joint venture with a Korean partner, or D8-4 for those investing in a technology startup. For technology startups, even smaller investments of less than 300 million Korean won are possible if specific conditions are met. So check which visa type suits you best. 4. Taxes and other considerations. A Korean corporation pays taxes just like a domestic one. Corporate tax rates are progressive based on taxable income, and with local income tax included. They can range from a minimum of 9.9% to a maximum of 26.4%. You'll also need to pay a registration license tax. The basic rate is 0.4% of the capital when establishing the corporation. However, if you set up your corporation in an overcrowded metropolitan area like Seoul, this rate is tripled to 1.2%. When you pay dividends to foreign shareholders, dividend income tax will be withheld. and the rate might vary depending on the tax treaty with their home country. Finally, depending on the type of business you operate, you might need to obtain separate business licenses or permits. Korean accounting and tax regulations can be complex, so it's a good idea to get help from a professional accountant or tax advisor. For legal matters, consulting with a lawyer is also crucial. And remember, understanding Korean business culture and practices significantly impacts your business's success. This might seem overwhelming, but by going through these procedures with the help of professionals, you can set up your business in Korea much more smoothly. We wish you all the best for your successful entry into the Korean market.